Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the webinar titled Creating Unique Business Opportunities with Digital in association with Canon. We have with us Mr. Puneet Datta from Canon, Himanshu Pandey of Avantika Printers, and Mr. Prithviraj Desai of Mail Order Solutions. The session will be moderated by Mr. Noel Dikuna of Printweek India. At the end of the presentation, there will be a question and answer session. The attendees can key in their questions in the chat box during the webinar, and the questions will be attended at the end of the Q&A session. So, the first speaker for the session is Mr. Noel Dikuna. He is the Managing Director of Printweek India and has been writing about the printing industry for more than 20 years. He has spearheaded Printweek India into one of the fastest growing B2B magazine in India. So Mr. Noel Dikuna would speak now.
Good afternoon. I'm Noel Dikuna, Managing Editor, Printweek India. Thank you very much for joining into the webinar. I will begin my presentation with Printweek India survey that we did in the last 2 years, where we actually crunched the technical specs among 2,500 print samples and around 600 plus comments that we received in response to the entries. We mapped about 250 plus print companies in the 2 years. The segment that we have mapped are books, brochure and catalogs, magazine, packaging, digital. Here is a kind of a snapshot of the survey. I will begin with books. If you can see in the slide, up to 1,000 within the books, we have the academic and the trade books as the categories, and in the trade academic, if you see up to 10,000 print runs, then 19% who've done up to 1,000, and 39% in all the almost 70% of the academic and trade print runs were between 1,000 and 5,000. On the right side, if you see, there's the lowest print academic and trade books, that is 32, and the specialty books print run was, the minimum was 100. The highest print run for the academic and trade books 2 lakh plus, and in the specialty books it was 35,000 plus. The second category that we mapped was brochure and catalog. Again, the print run ranged from 200 to 35,000, and the print run for 200 to 500 or 36%, and 500 to 1000 or 30%. That is about 66% of the print runs between 200 and 1000, and 5% of, if you can see, only 5% of the print runs were 5000 and above. The next category that we did was magazine, and the run length, if you can see, was about 10,000. 10,000 was under 76%, and just 6% of the print run was 1 lakh and above. In the packaging segment, it was more like long runs, so perhaps a case for the sheet fed offset. Again, some applications that were there in the digital. Where books were 15%, brochure was 14%, cards again 14%, photo book 36%, packaging with 11% was the least. So generally, this particularly makes a case for digital or offset is something that we have been wanting to discuss in this particular webinar, And from here, I would pass the baton on to back again to Priya. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Noel. The next speaker for this session is Mr. Puneet Datta. He is the Director, Professional Printing Products at Canon. Canon, along with OSE, has been catering to the digital print industry and has a raft of digital presses. He will highlight the key trends globally and in India in the digital segment. Over to you, Mr. Puneet.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us on this webinar today. And thank you, Priya, for the introduction, Noel for setting the ground. It's a great opportunity for me today to address all of you and discuss how Canon and OSE are going to create global leadership in the printing space, and also share with you some of the trends worldwide, and as the specifically focus on the digital trends in India. So I'll take about 10 minutes to run you through my presentation. The agenda is we'll speak a little about Canon Global so that you all are aware on how is Canon positioned globally. We're going to talk about print trends worldwide and how we see digital is the future technology to embrace. Some of the Indian trends, and then specifically a couple of slides on Canon India and how professional printing is shaping up. This slide number 14 that you see, Canon globally is a $30 billion organization with about 8% as profits. We have a great, history of giving the right dividends to our shareholders. We've got about 200,000 people worldwide and about 260 subsidiaries worldwide. The last two acquisitions have been OSE as the major leader in the printing global space. The Fortune 500 rankings have always been amongst the top 300 for Canon, and we are very proud that for the last 10 years we are amongst the top 5 patent holders in the US. Now if you look at the list which is on the right of your screen, you will figure out that Canon has been amongst the top 3-4 and maybe the only one in the imaging space. Let's move on to why we think digital is the future. There have been various reports showing that the offset print trends have been declining at about 1 to 2% globally, whereas the digital print run lengths are increasing at a CAGR of 6 to 8%. Digital print is naturally growing at the expense of offset. It's eating into the offset shorter run lengths, and most of the digital growth is expected from inkjet and liquid toner. Electrophotography still plays a crucial role in this segment, and we maybe talk about that a little later. The last slide showed the digital and offset print trends. This is the share of the print buyer's value. So if you look at it, the digital value has increased from 14 to 18%. In the next 2 years, expected to increase, and it's going to eat into the offset print buyers volumes more and more. Next, please. Yeah. So let's look at offset and digital volumes by application worldwide. The dark blue portion is the digital print run lengths, and the light blue portion is the offset volumes. So if you look at it, this slide also resonates the earlier slides ratios. The offset trends are coming down, and the digital future seems to be in applications like transaction, direct mail, books, manuals, collaterals, and even packaging. Though you see it as a small line there, but that's supposed to grow very, very significantly. Next, please. Okay. Now what we've done in this slide is blown up the dark blue portion, which is the digital portion, to show you just a shift of monochrome and digital printing, monochrome and color printing in the digital space. The gray portion represents the monochrome printing, and the color portion represents the color printing. So if you look at it in transaction, the adoption of color is increasing at a very rapid pace. So is it in direct mail. That's one piece that's also growing very, very fast. Books are the fastest growing in the digital space, and the color adoption in the western part of the world has already started taking shape, specifically related to the education segment, and collaterals are now almost as a percentage, the color is more than the black and white. So overall, color seems to be the trend even in digital. Next slide, please. Let's now look at the Indian print industry, and we move to slide 22. This is how we see the Indian print industry by speaking to many people like you, including even publications like Print Week and a lot of printers. This is just Canon's own estimates along with industry leaders. We feel that the market in India, total print market including offset, is still growing, and it will continue to grow for coming years. So this is a trend which is against the worldwide trend where you saw offset printing declining. Overall, we see about the market to contribute to about 5% of the total volume. Now let's look at the Indian digital print industry within this. Indian digital print accounted for about 1.1% of the total print volumes in 2011. Next year, it's supposed to double to about 2.1%. In terms of value, it was 10.8%, and it will be 17.6% by 2016. So even though the total print volumes are supposed to double in about 5 years, naturally the value term is not doubling, which means that print is getting affordable for the end customer, and there's pressure on everyone to reduce the average sales value. However, it's a very fast growing industry. The fastest growing applications are retail, print on demand, books, print on demand, digital labels, and as shown by the survey, photo albums are one of the fastest growing. The fastest growing segments that we see are going to be education and healthcare, apart from packaging. Canon India, from a professional printing perspective, has a direct sales and service model. We sell and service our products directly. That's one of the USPs that sets us apart. We operate in 6 spheres, which are commercial printing, the cut sheet color and mono machines, the production printing, which are the web fed color and mono machines, the wide format printing, we have inkjet wide format printers, the technical document systems, which are LED based mono and color machines, the display graphics systems, which are UV inkjet machines, and the latest entrant, the flagship product for photo, which is the commercial photo printing, which is the true high definition album creation machine. Canon and OSIS synergy was aimed to do one thing, which is create a global leadership in printing while creating value for its customers. And how do we intend to do it? We intend to do it by embracing all technologies that are enabling our customers to print the best products, whether it's inkjet, dry toner, or very soon we are going to launch the liquid toner for flexible carton packaging. The machine is already out in Europe, and maybe in a year or two we'll very soon see the machine, depending upon the feasibility and customers coming into India. There are various Infotrends research, because they are the sort of the research specialists when it comes to professional or production printing that have happened in the last couple of years. And some of the interesting trends are represented in the next slide, which is slide 29. I wouldn't like you to go through these small numerical numbers. I've summed it up for you in the slide. Next slide. It basically shows that the print service providers that grew 10% or more in revenues attributed the highest share of their revenues to value-added services along with digital printing. The print service providers with declining revenues attributed the highest value to pure conventional printing. And many service providers are developing new services or evolving to a marketing services provider, while others are focused on profiting from niche opportunities in print. The high growth firms clearly understand that today's market isn't just about competing for print, it's about creating value for its end customers. So basically, I hope in the short time of 10 minutes I've been able to give you a flavor that digital is the future. There are many things that digital can ensure. I am sure panelists like Himanshu and Prithvi are going to share more light on how they've created value using this technology of digital printing. Thank you for your patient listening. Over to you, Priya.
Thank you, Mr. Puneet. Thank you, Mr. Puneet. The next speaker of the session is Mr. Himanshu Pandey. He is the director of Avantika Printers based in Delhi. He has a rich experience of 12 years in the printing industry and takes pride in digital printing. Mr. Himanshu is a EFI certified digital professional. Over to you, Mr. Himanshu.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Canon and Printweek India, for providing up a platform to share the insights. Myself will be speaking about how digital ability can open up the markets for you by citing some of the examples which we are doing in current workflow. Let's start about some introduction about Avantika Printers. It was incorporated in September 1988 as a small design and print house, whereas the digital printing operations have been started in December 2006. We have started with the small digital production printer and now have a fleet of almost 2 color digital presses, 2 mono presses and 1 large format digital presses. We are the 3-time consecutive winner of Digital Printer of the Year awards from Printweek India from 2011 to 2013. We offer our digital services to each client, whether they are from corporate, publishing houses, design houses, some advertising agencies, walk-in clients, or designers. We have been known in the industry for our innovation in digital printing and by combining different processes which are having in our office. What we believe in Avantika, how we are doing is, first thing which we believe is digital is more than a 4-color printing, and we do not sell digital print. We believe in selling a product in a price competitive market. We always prefer to add some services to the existing digital print rather than negotiating with the clients on the price. We are known for quality, that's why we do quality, and we term doing quality is more important than doing a quantity. We also believe that workflow automation can help in achieving profitability and productivity with minimizing waste. We also believe innovate, upgrade, and integrate are the keywords to be successful as an individual or an organization. The markets which we are targeting in from our digital printing is that first would be corporate segment. As we know that corporates in previous years, corporates, there were several different vendors for different things. Now corporates are looking forward for one-stop solution for all type of digital printing requirements, whether they are printing office stationery such as business cards, letterheads, envelopes, or they are printing some marketing collaterals, maybe brochures, flyers, booklet, posters, etc. They are also printing some virgin product catalog or marketing materials to be launched in different regional domains in different region languages also. They are also coming up with some direct mailers and invitations, collaterals, flyers, docket for specific events. Next segment is publishing segment. As depicted by Printweek and Canon, this segment is the largest market for digital print industry because the cost of involvement for printing up of books in publishing segment is more. That's why they have been turned to print on demand or short runs to reduce their inventory. They want faster turnaround times, and cost reduction is the major factor for them. They are also keen for digital printing, as printing some about 100 books is on a color printing machine in digital is far more feasible, whereas to offset in maintaining color consistency also. Out of the shelf books which are already out from the market, and if any demand is there from the market, they can get it printed from the digital printers itself. New publishers which are we are seeing nowadays are coming up very fast. They can print limited quantity of the books to test the waters, how their book will reach in the customer's hand, and they also do some sample book productions for print before going for a large quantities in offset. There is also a provision of personalization each book, which gives an added advantage to the digital printing. Nowadays, we also look in schools and universities are also shifting for digital print market, as they are incorporating some of the real-time examples in their education materials. Next would be proofing segment. This is a fairly new segment in the digital print industry. As we know, the new digital presses along with their digital front ends are now being recognized by internationally recognized industry standards such as FOGRA and GRACOL. Digital printing systems provide edge over the prepress houses by capitalizing on this proofing segment also. The today's digital presses as compared to previous years are more capable of producing fine halftones, clean and precise lines and text, smoother gradients and solids in comparison to most of the offset mid-level offset presses. Photo segment. It is the largest growing segment in Indian industry. As we know, everybody is now printing their photo books or what we call wedding albums through digital printing. In digital printing, we can print from a small passport size photograph to a big size photo books. People are also printing specific invitation cards which include the images related to their theme of celebration to add a personal touch to the invitation cards that are being printed. With the availability of new presses with new toners which are being bought into the market, are capable of handling different media ranging from coated to non-coated, lightweight to heavyweight and specialty media, along with the ability to produce smoother highlights and mid-tones, which gives the digital printers over their old photo lab counterparts. The end customer, which we call walk-in, as in they are printing different type of applications with the digital presses such as photo books, photo cards, clock faces, coasters, fridge magnets, photo jigsaw puzzles, placemats, mouse pads, gift certificates, you name it, you got it, are the some of the examples which current customers are printing with the help of digital printing. Digital printing is far more feasible for them also because their quantity is very less and the turnaround times are very short. Small businesses such as restaurant owners or food chains which we see are printing limited time menu cards in order to suit the changing food habits of their customers. Next. There are several other business opportunities in the digital printing also which have been written over here. These are the some markets which we are also exploring, and these would be old books or manuscripts restoration and printing, education in which certificates with security feature marks like anti-copy, microtext and two-layer optical watermark can be printed. Coffee table books, they are used in corporate libraries, small-time photography segments, and some part-time photographers are also printing their portfolios in this. Children's story books, which were of the static content in previous years, now being personalized according to the children name in the script of the story itself. Technical documentations, which include training manuals, posters, diagrams, are being printed on big format printing machines in the regional specific language. Interactive prints, which are very new, example which technologies such as QR codes, augmented reality contents are offering customers discount cards, entry to secured events, personalized content etc. are done with the help of new technologies. Packaging segment, which includes label, boxes, tags, and you name it, they are the latest in digital printing. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Himanshu. The next speaker of the session is Mr. Prithviraj Desai. He is the Director of Mail Order Solutions in Mumbai. An electronics engineer, he spearheads the second expansion phase at MOS. He believes that inkjet technology will be a game changer. Over to you, Mr. Prithviraj.
Hi guys, I'm glad to be speaking here today in this webinar organized by Print Week in Canon. I'm Prithviraj Desai. I work for Mail Order Solutions. At the start of this talk, let me share with you a perspective that I like to follow. Focus on customer needs, nothing else matters. Focusing on the product instead of focusing on customer needs is like putting the cart before the horse. I'm going to come back to this point a few times later as well. Here's the topics for the day. I'm going to talk a little bit about direct marketing and direct mail and how that presented opportunities for MOS, how MOS uses digital plus offset, how we started off and the learnings that we've had along the way, how going forward we find that data is the key. And I'm also going to share with you a few success stories that I've come across of companies using a different approach in digital printing. Typically, MOS is a print management company, mainly producing direct mail campaigns for export into 20 plus countries. The image that you see in front of you right now is something that I like to use to explain to people exactly what we do. You have a conventional campaign management where you have one or many people coordinating with a creative agency, with a printer, with a data agency, with a distribution guy. So we simplify all of that by offering everything under one roof. That's sort of our USP, and these two simple images, they show that very easily. And let me move on to telling you about what direct marketing and direct mail exactly is. Direct marketing is a form of advertising in which, as I'm sure you've already guessed, businesses communicate directly with the consumers via multiple channels. Collation happened because these were all manual operations, so we realized the importance of QC. After going through all these hits at the start of our days, we kept going because we only documented our learnings. We documented them and created very tight processes for QC, for improving the kind of packing we did. And all throughout our journey, we've just noted down every mistake that we've made and endeavored never to repeat it again. And that's how we've managed to move so well on this. You may have a PhD in printing technology, but it's the customer who decides what quality he wants. And this is something that we miss from time to time. In order to get this perspective clear with customers, it is our duty to educate them on digital printing. So that's the only way you can sort of, be on the same page as the customer. The only way is to communicate with them. Moving forward, I'm going to talk about how data comes into the picture for what we do at MOS. As our business evolved, we started generating revenue from services like data management, data hygiene, and software development. Along with software development and data management, we were able to move into newer territories where we were actually developing client database management softwares in-house. And this has been a learning for us because it's never something that we planned. We just focused on customer needs, and automatically this path sort of set out for us. And in the future, we look at getting into analytics and modeling. Moving on, I'm going to share some stories of really successful businesses and the concepts that they've used, by using digital print. schools and universities in Japan have started using customized education as a proper way of educating students in schools and universities. They have all of the student information in a central database. They use that to create customized tests for students which address their weak areas. After the students given their tests, those results are then uploaded and into their system, and the next test is again customized in such a way that it addresses the weak points from the previous one. All of this is done in a very high speed, and the test printing is done using high-speed inkjet printing machines, and it's a lot of strong software goes behind all of this. Continuing in the same vein, a printer in Germany is using social media plugins to allow people to create their own photo albums and order high-quality photo books directly from the customer's website, from the printer's website, which has become a completely new opportunity, all digitally printed, but coupled again with software development, and how both of these are used in combination to satisfy customer need. I've come across examples of companies. In Europe, you have companies, Europe and North America, labor is not as cheap as it is in India. So for them, an activity like printing invoices and monthly statements and mailing them to their, debtors, etc., is something which is a costly exercise. So there's a company that has provided a sort of a software platform to the companies in its area. What they do is they take the benefit of getting volume in printing, so they handle all the printing at one centralized unit. Because of the volume, they get cost benefits which they're able to pass on to customers. Then because of the sheer volume, they use postal discounts to further decrease their distribution costs, which is again then passed on to the customer. So overall, the customer feels that they're making a saving on by getting rid of the extra labor, by getting rid of extra processes in-house, and they're getting a cheaper service by outsourcing it outside. And the service provider has created a simple solution by merging multiple operations into a centralized facility. There's also geographical personalization that comes into play. You see the bills there. There's in Mumbai there'll be one ad pertaining to that particular area in which the customer stays. In Navi Mumbai there'll be another ad. In Pune there's a different one. So this is how variable color printing has come into the picture. You see this in magazines as well, specifically for subscriptions, where you will be given an advertisement of a shop that is right in your locality. So this is a kind of a targeted direct marketing activity, and it's yielding a lot of good results for people. So that's what I wanted to talk about how using customer needs to focus instead of focusing on product can provide you with good solutions to offer to customers. Digital print is absolutely fantastic, and going forward I think it'll have a lot more focus. Thank you all for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Prithviraj, and apologies for the technical glitch in between. So now we will start with the Q&A session. Mr. Noel Dicuna would handle the question and answer session.
Thank you, Priya. We've got a few questions on the webinar, as well as a few questions that we received through the mail. There are questions for Himanshu, which I will first address. Himanshu, this question is, we are a fan of Avantika's print job, especially the hybrid product that blends digital with screen print. What sort of workflow system does Avantika follow? Himanshu?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Hello.
Yeah, did you hear the question?
Oh, yes, I got the question. The answer would be The workflow which Avantika is using is a mix and match of different processes which are improved over the time. The things which you are asking about is mix and match of a digital printing along with the screen printing. In this, what we do is all the files which have been come for digital and screen printing, first of all, we pass them for digital printing into a pre-flight check which rule out all the errors, whatever in the job is in the job for fonts or links, any kind of a thing. For screen printing jobs, we first produce some of the prototypes to check out whether the screen printing process is the first to follow or last to follow. And those samples are being shared with the clients itself. So rule out any last minute changes or any last minute glitches in the product itself.
Thank you, Himanshu. There's another question for you. Is it wise to invest in ERP workflow? If it is, then which one? Indian ERP, EFI, ERP, or develop your own?
That's a tricky question to answer. And from my experience, what I can say is that in India there are three type of companies are involved. First is micro, second is mid-level segment, third is the macro level segment. In my situation itself, when we were a micro company, we have developed some of the solutions for our own to check out whether we are doing it perfectly all right or not. But that is only feasible on the micro level segment. When we move to the mid level segment, we cannot continue with our locally made ERP solutions. We have to shift to a next level of ERP solutions that can ideally be developed by what you call from Indian company, or we can also look forward for a global company which has some of its roots in India, so that they can understand the market over here itself. They can look what all different options which we want to implement in that software. For large level of industries in digital print, or if I say the newspaper and commercial printers, they are already using the global level ERPs.
Thank you, Himanshu. Puneet, there are a couple of questions for you. First and foremost is there a future for electrophotography, or has dry toner reached a plateau?
Great question, Noel. I've been asked this by many printers across India. So let me give you a few statistics that will maybe set the platform for the answer. The first statistics is that in worldwide in 2014, 65% contribution of print volume in digital color came from electrophotography and only 35% on inkjet. Secondly, having said that, the forecast is that inkjet will overtake electrophotography by somewhere in 2020 or 2022 in the world, on the worldwide, side. So, looks like that electrophotography will stay as a major contributor, if not the highest contributor. There, the technology per se hasn't plateaued out yet. In terms of inkjet, also there are many changes that are taking place, and which are very visible because the technology as per se is new. But having said that, electrophotography is a very tried and tested technology, and there are many improvements that are happening by vendors, not only like Canon but across various other brands. So I think electrophotography is here to stay. The increase in quality, increase in applications is something that now vendors like us are focusing on. But there are some applications, that will stay primarily driven by electrophotography, which are something like labels, books worldwide. Still, most of it are done on electrophotography, magazine, packaging, catalogs. These are primarily still driven by electrophotography as a technology. So yeah, it's a very good question, but I think electrophotography will stay, though it might not improve that much as the changes in inkjet would be visible.
Prithvi, this question is for you and it comes from Mr. M.N. Pandey. What is the future of direct mail business in India?
Yeah, the future of direct mail business is actually very promising because direct mail has never really, it's never been big in India. You know, it's been sort of sidelined because of the shift in technology. But I see it coming back in a big way because what's happening is data sophistication is coming into play. A lot of people are realizing the importance of data and how it can be used, how you can capitalize on it, how you can monetize your data. And because of this, you know, data formats, addresses, etc., are becoming more and more standardized, giving easy access to more customers. Now, globally, direct mail has always been a fantastic way of acquiring customers. Okay, now in India, with all these changes being done by the post, with companies realizing the importance of data, there is only more opportunity for it to grow. So if you ask me, I would say that it never really took off and is actually now going to make a comeback, especially with specific applications like fundraising, etc.
There's another question from Mr. Sharik Khan, and this one is for Himanshu. Himanshu, the question goes: which digital press do you recommend for high quality digital print?
Hey, I'm on the line, huh?
The question.
So I'm not being biased to anybody, but that totally depends on the job, whatever you want to print. If I say normal commercial print, I would still recommend Canon. But if I will go for a mid-level photo segment, I would prefer HP for that.
Okay. Okay, this question is perhaps for Prithvi as well as Himanshu. The question is from Damodar Parankushan. What is the percentage of business you execute using online platforms? Prithvi?
Sorry, what is the
percentage of business you execute using online?
Using online
platform, yes, web, yes, web to print perhaps.
As of now, we are not having any revenue using online platforms. We have separate revenue streams from software development, from creative services, and from data management services separately.
Okay, Himanshu?
In my case, it would be roughly around 7 to 8% of the business, which I'm using web for that.
Okay, Himanshu, this one is perhaps Puneet can chip in a little later. For photo books, which is the best model? What is the price looking for? This comes from Mr. Hyderabad, from Mr. Ashok Reddy, who is from Hyderabad, Telangana.
Okay. So currently, what machine I have is I have a Canon C800 with me and C7010 with me. If I would prefer, I would print the photo quality books on the C800 because they are printing it in a more finer way as compared to C7010, and that machine would be roughly around 30 to 40 lakhs with a high-end Fiery or something. Puneet sir?
Puneet?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So it really depends, to answer this question, on what segment is one going to cater in the photo photos arena. So if you're just talking to be one amongst the crowd, so there are various options, right from starting from the Canon ImagePress C800, which is a toner based machine, has, I think, the toner based, one of the best outputs in the industry, as substantiated by Himanshu. Thanks, Himanshu, for that. It just makes us more prouder. Then naturally there's the HP Indigo, which is present as the preferred machine in the liquid toner range. And as I showed you in my slides, if you're really talking high quality, then there's only two technologies that you can still count on, and one of them is the old silver halide technology, because when it comes to quality, the benchmark in photo is still today silver halide. And the other one that comes, I think, if you're looking at paring silver halide quality, then that's the Canon Dream Labo, in which we are talking of investments that run up to maybe 4 crores.
Yeah.
But naturally, the quality and the retail printout cost is very different from what how would you would position it in the market. So it really depends on which segment of photo would you like to look at.
Okay. Puneet, there's this question from Mr. M.N. Pandey. When can we expect liquid toner digital printer in continuous feed?
Liquid toner digital printer in continuous feed. I think a very difficult question to answer. We don't have one on the drawing board as of now, but as I said, the InfiniStream is the liquid toner technology that we are primarily working on the packaging side. So that's up and running. That can deliver up to, I think, 40,000 B2 sheets in an hour. It's a workhorse by itself, so that's on the anvil. But liquid toner web fed, I don't think there is a market there for that. The market is completely moving towards inkjet in web fed, and that's the technology that we would be continuing to develop.
Prithvi, this one is for you. MOS has made advancements on the basis of inkjet devices. What is your advice to a print firm who has to invest in inkjet?
Thanks, Noah. All I'd say is inkjet is a huge investment. To get your ROI, a significant volume needs to be pushed through the machine. So you have to be really sure about the kind of application that you're going to be using. It has to be, it has to be something that you have in hand right now that you can push straight onto the inkjet, because it's capable of printing at really high volumes. So for us, it was quite easy to make this decision because our existing volume was such where we were, using offset printed shells, then doing lasering on those. Straight off, we could put those volumes onto the inkjet. So white paper in, 4-color variable out, and that made life a lot easier for us because it opened up my offset capacity to handle other jobs. I was able to control the production process better. No inventory because no more offset shells. So I was printing as I went, much faster turnaround, no waiting for the offset shells to dry, no cutting into A3 and then running through the lasering machine. We could straight, get a 24-hour turnaround on processes where digital and offset together were giving me about 5 days. I could get that out in 24 hours on inkjet, much fewer processes. So these kind of advantages, and we have the volume, so it made sense for us. So I'd really want people to focus on how much volume they can put through that and how to work out the ROI. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Prithvi. There's an interesting question for Puneet. Puneet, the question is, the media used to print photo albums is mainly done using PET, where the PET is transparent. Do you recommend transparent PET over white PET? PET. And this question comes from Ranjit Batra. Puneet?
Okay. Now let me answer this in a way which sounds convincing. We are not. I don't think I'm the right guy to answer this. It really depends upon again what the customer is finally looking for. I think there's in the photo book market, the non-tearable media has taken a sort of a marketing route where everyone today talks of having a non-tearable media, but most of the non-tearable media that you would print on electrophotography or liquid toner machines, in the end, I think 100% gets laminated. So what's the fun of having a non-tearable media as per se? So what we would like to state is that in Dream Labo, we are using media which is inkjet media because it's a inkjet driven machine. We do not recommend any post-process on the media itself. We are getting the old look and feel of the photo album that used to exist in the good old silver halide time, and the feel of the paper is back. So I think that's what I would like to say on my take on PET or non-PET here.
Okay. And this question is from Lakshmi Priya. What in digital printing do you expect BE printing students to know if they are to be recruited into your companies respectively? Both Himanshu or Prithvi can answer this.
Get your facts right before coming into any digital print industry, because there is no turning back when you come here. If you shoot a print or design a print which a operator shoots and that is incorrect, you are nowhere to land up in any job now.
Yeah, the only thing I'd say is that don't apply the offset mentality to digital. It's a completely different approach. And I'd also say that be open to learning about it and show an interest in it. So, for example, in my organization, we would happily, I mean, no digital experience, come along, be open to learn, and we'll teach you all that needs to be taught.
Okay, thank you. One last question. This one comes from Jitendra Shingore. It's a rather simple question, but a difficult one perhaps to answer. Is digital printing affordable as compared to offset or large volume? Who's going to take this?
I'll take it. Again, I would say focus on the application. You know, focus on the application. If you're looking at, say, multicolor leaflets or posters or banners, large volumes of those, offset is still the way to go. If you have an application like mine which uses variable data printing and color visual graphics, you know, I would say digital works for us. Like, for example, inkjet technology is what works for us. In the POD, in the book publishing sector as well, inkjet is slowly edging out offset because there seems to be more ROI. There's the advantage of just-in-time printing, and you know, there's no inventory, so that complete balance of how much to stock, how much to distribute, etc., is taken care of in inkjet.
Thank you.
One more point in addition. Can I speak?
Yeah, please do.
One more option for in comparison to Prithvi. If we are using any specialty media that has to be printed, that can be easily printed without any wastage on a digital press, whereas compared to the offset press, because that digital press, maybe you can waste somewhat around 50 to 100 sheets for getting a color right or maybe a job right, but in offset you will be wasting a hell lot of sheet which will consume the cost of that job in the offset itself.
Thank you. We are flooded with questions. Unfortunately, I can't ask all the questions. We are short on, I mean, the time. We've got restrictions on time. I'll hand over the mic to my colleague Tanvi, and she will explain.
Hi, all of you all for joining in for the webinar, the presenters plus the attendees. We've got, as Noel mentioned, we've got a lot of questions. We'll be taking up these questions with the presenters. We'll be emailing these to them. As and when we receive the responses, we'll be publishing the report on the Printweek website plus the magazine. A recording of this webinar will also be available on the website in about a week's time. So please stay tuned, and all the attendees whose questions we've not responded to, we'll get in touch with you soon with the answers. Yeah, thank you so much for joining in, all of you all.